Often I'm asked, well, why would I leave America? And I feel like I could go on and on and on until I turn my camera on and I actually have to make sense out of why I left. I left because it's not the life that I wanted. The whole concept of the rat race, the whole concept of working 40 plus hours a week to get ahead. In America right now, the average one bedroom apartment is about what? 1500. That $1,500 is over $15,000 a year. That's about $18,000 a year just for housing, when you can use that money to build a home in another country where you don't have to pay taxes on that home. Now, that country might not have the same infrastructure and blah, 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 but I'm resourceful. I've been to Army basic training. You got to use what you got to get what you want. So I left America because I don't want that life. I left America because they always say, go back to Africa. I left America because I just didn't want to drink that Kool-Aid anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, America is one of the best countries in the world, but that lifestyle is not the lifestyle that I wanted. I did everything. I did blue collar. I was a plumber. I joined the army as a plumber. I did white collar. I was a tech recruiter for Amazon in the robotics department. Didn't like that. And I was in the military. And who really wants to be in the military if it wasn't for the benefits and the opportunities that comes with it? Not me. My first time I ever left the country, I went to the Dominican Republic. I was there as a tech recruiter working for Amazon, and I loved it, but I didn't really know what was going on at that time. I didn't know that living outside of the country was a reality. And now it is. So I left America. But why did I leave? I left because everything that I needed to go right went wrong. Had I made more money, I would have stayed. Had my job been any better, I would have stayed. So I'm just happy that things didn't work out for me the way that I wanted them to. So that's why I left, because everything went wrong. That's why I really left America. And to be honest, I didn't feel like trying again, restarting again. I'm not okay with me being a plumber in Florida's hot sun, getting paid less than $25 an hour because I don't have the experience. Now, of course, you could say, oh, well, maybe if you would have waited it out, or maybe if you would have started earlier in your life. No, none of that is good enough for me. I don't believe in other people making a lot of money off of me and me being tired after 8 hours a day. No, that's not that's not who I am. I'm just not somebody. I would rather lose it all. I would rather lose it all than to be somebody's little puppet or toy or anything along those lines. Now, am I thankful for all those opportunities that were given to me? Yes, but none of them were ultimately good enough for me to want to stay in America. So I was a nail technician because I know that women like to get their nails done. I went to nail school whenever we got that money for COVID. I used that money and I went to school. And then I was a plumbing. So I was making a decent amount of money. I was doing nails 2 days a week. I was doing plumbing 4 days a week for a company that was illegally run out of somebody's backyard. The first day I showed up, I smelled weed, which isn't a problem because I have my medical marijuana card, but actually it was a problem because they ended up letting me go. And they didn't really say why, other than labor was costing more than what they were bringing in. But to be honest, I really wasn't even going to work for that company. It wasn't until the nail tech opportunity came along and they said that they needed me 2 days a week. And so I asked them, hey, is it okay if I work for you guys 4 days a week? Now, that should have been the first red flag. Usually, no plumber is going to allow you to work for them 4 days a week. That's just not usually how things go. So I'm working for those guys. They ended up letting me go maybe a month into it, for whatever reason, which was okay. I wasn't going to work for them. I had other opportunities on the table, but I thought since these guys aren't traditional, maybe I can work for them and I can learn a lot and I can leverage the opportunity. Wasn't able to leverage it. They didn't really have the work that they wanted me to do. I'm more of a residential plumber, not a new construction. I'm a service plumber. So I didn't really even like a lot of the opportunities or the jobs that they were getting because they were the type of jobs that I don't like. I don't want to do new service. If you know, you know. It's nothing wrong with it. We all just have preferences within the industry. So, and then the nail salon, I wasn't really being taught the way that I wanted to be taught. And the owner tried to tell me about American culture, and I've spent more time in America than she did. So I didn't really like that. She didn't want me to wear my hat while I was doing nails, and I'm like, because she wants me to be respectful, and I'm like, no, it's not about being respectful. It's about this being your business and you want it to go the way that you want it to go. And I'm not the type to go back and forth with somebody about really anything, because I'll just like to remove myself from the situation if I feel like it's going to cause me a lot of conflict. um, so so yeah, so both of my jobs tanked within like 48 hours. I have a video about that. It's the first video I posted. Please go watch that. And so everything went wrong. But by everything going wrong, it allowed me to realize that I don't need um, to stick around in a place that I don't want to be. It's okay. It is okay for things to go wrong. You just have to pick yourself up. So, and also, my buddy ended up getting a divorce at the perfect time. We both have always had dreams of living internationally. So, it was just perfect. Everything had stopped for both of us. Everything that we had committed years to, me doing plumbing, him doing, being married, it all just fell apart, and we realized that it was all make believe anyway. So that is why I left America. I left America because I was 32, jobless, and I didn't feel like going around asking people for a job with car insurance and with all these other bills that I had in my life. It just didn't make sense. So I took the little bit of money that I had and I bought a $480 flight to Kenya from Florida. And I got the hell up on out of there. And I'm happy. And so I'm making this video for the next guy who is caught up and feels like he doesn't know which way to go. Bro, America is not the only way to succeed. I've always wanted to be a content creator. I've always wanted to risk it all. I've always wanted to be free to some degree. And when I was in America, I didn't feel free. I didn't feel free at all. I felt like I was a slave. My boss would show up in this Audi. All right, whatever. She deserved it. But I remember I had to go to her because my manager lied and said that they were going to give me $1 raise after 90 days. And I didn't get it. And I go talk to the owner and she's like, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. Shame on me for not getting it. In paper. And then I go and I talk to the person who said that they were going to do it, and they're like, oh, well, you need to prove yourself. Okay, cool, no problem. There's no loyalty. So I'm not about to let somebody tell me what I'm worth. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show my worth to the world. I have so many videos ready to drop. The resort that I'm at right now, the Wi-Fi is really slow. So I'm going to go back to my apartment and I'm going to upload my videos, and that's just how it's going to go. So that's why I left America, because everything that I had dedicated blood, sweat, and tears to fell apart. And it made no sense for me to stick around and rebuild it up when I wasn't happy there. And then you got the racist people in America. That's another reason to leave. That's another reason to leave. They always say, go back to Africa. Well, you know what I did? I earned some money and I left your country. Now, is the country better? I don't know. That's for you to tell me. It might be. Well, maybe there's another plumbing opportunity for some white guy or whoever wants it, and for them to be underpaid and overworked in Florida sun. You have fun with that. You have fun with that, because I'm gonna make content. And I want to help motivate other people of color to get the fuck out of America. Get out. Find a way to earn their money and travel the world. That's it. We got YouTube, we got Instagram, we got all these social media platforms here for us to use them to our advantage, to tell our story, and to get the hell out. Let's get out. Bye.